Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Zebu Nation. This is our Loser to Legend series with the bully we, Clyde FC. And it's been quite a while. We've advanced the we advanced the season quite a bit since last time we checked in. And unfortunately, things are not going too hot. Looking over here at the Ladbrokes League 2, we have dropped all the way to 7th place. After 22 games, we got 8 wins, 6 draws, 8 losses for a total of 30 points plus 1 goal differential. So we're still playing pretty decent defense. It's just, our offense is not really where it should be. And we're not scoring them dang old goals. So we got issues in that area. And we've dropped down the table. You can see a little slide going on here from the positions. Started off in first and second, and then just slide. Constant slide as we've continued to lose points week after week. All right, so competitively, we're not doing too well. But let's check out the checklist and see how we're doing elsewise. Here we go. Under 20s, not much has changed. We have gotten all of our players back on loan, or back from loan, I should say. So that has bolstered our numbers a little bit here in the under 20s. Finances, it's been sliding just as bad as our position in the league table is sliding. In the red, 79,000 pounds. That's not looking too good. Our scouting budget is likewise in the red. We tried to scout some players because it is currently the transfer window, and that has sucked up our budget. Now, on the positive side of things, we did manage to get a little bit of extra payroll. I'm not sure where we got that from, if the board just kind of gave it to us, I suppose. Maybe they took some of our transfer budget, but that doesn't seem like enough. Anyway, we have managed to drop some payroll and get underneath that new number that the board gave us, and they've also given us 20% of transfer revenue. So if we do happen to sell somebody, we'll get a transfer. We'll get a little bit of transfer money out of it. So I guess that's a positive trend there on our budgets. But we got a lot of work to do to erase this $79,000 balance. That ain't no good. Speaking of the board, we are still fairly secure. We're stable at 50%. We can take a look at where the board is at, how they're feeling on certain subjects. They're looking pretty good. They like our transfers that we've made, the locker room atmosphere, leadership support. They're kind of unhappy with our tactics, which is funny. The fans are concerned about the negative impact of the 4-1-2-3 DM wide has had in recent matches. All right, we're probably not going to change that anytime soon, so they'll just have to live with it, I suppose. But yeah, we're not where we want to be with the board, but it's not disastrous or a catastrophe at the moment. So we're looking okay. Club-wise, finances, they still say we're okay, so I guess that's, it could be worse. Let's put it that way. We're not stable. We're not rich, obviously, but at least we're not, struggling or whatever those other words they use to describe the finances, so that's good. Transfers, we have made a few transfers, as you can see here. Jordan Brown, we got a trialist coming in. We brought in a couple of other trialists just to see who's available, who's out there, try to, help with the payroll or the scouting budget, make sure we don't blow all of our money trying to scout players. So instead, we just bring them in on trial. And we can look at our transfer history. We've brought in 2 players during this transfer window. Ronan Fallens, who is just a guy, an 18-year-old goalkeeper. Our backup goalkeeper left. His loan ended, and obviously he wasn't going to come back because he didn't get any playing time. So we just needed a warm body at the goalkeeper position, and this guy was available for $0, so we picked him up. He's not good at all, but he's just there in total emergency situations. That's fine. And then Andy Monroe, our central defender, his loan likewise ended, and the only way we could get him back was to buy him. So we used that tiny bit of transfer money that we had before the board took it away. We spent it on Andy Monroe. We got him on a $6,000 contract. It's kind of a bargain, I guess, but maybe not really, since he's only valued at $475. We talked him down from $9,000. So it felt like we were getting a bargain, but I don't know. So the way we were able to balance those two signings was we got rid of 3 guys. Callum Home, a guy we had on a free contract, he left for Formatline United. Good for him. Aaron Miller, likewise, a 19-year-old. He left for Preston Athletic for a $5,500 contract. You can't blame him there. I mean, he's a guy with decent finishing, but no pace. You know, I just wasn't going to use this guy, so they got him on a free. That's fine. And then Jordan Loudon, left fullback, right? Yeah, left winger sort of dude. We got his £8,500 salary off the books, and that was how we were able to balance out the Monroe signing. So that was fine and dandy. Finances, we're trying to get them in order, but you know what? You never know. You never can tell with these lower leagues. Scouting, as I mentioned, we're spending too much of our budget. Our budget is blown, so we don't have much going on there. Competitions we looked at earlier. Let's go up to the medical center. This has been a problem for us. Our wonderfully fine physios are getting a little bit overwhelmed with the pace of our schedule and how many players are now getting injured and have a risk of injury. So, you know, we've only got 2 physios and a sports scientist, and it's not really enough to keep up with the pace. So we gotta start resting more guys, but that means, you know, we have less solid lineups in because we really only have a handful of very good or not even very good, a handful of starter quality players. And when we rest them, it has a detrimental effect on the entire team. So it's kind of a catch-22 here. Play the guys that get injured, they're out. You know, if you rest them, they're out. So you're, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. We have had some long-term injuries that have not helped us out at all, namely David Goodwillie, our star player. The Scottish Messi has been out for a little while. He just got back, but from a fractured cheekbone. That doesn't sound very good. Going to ruin those handsome, good looks of this fine gentleman. But anyway, he's back in the lineup, but still not completely healthy. So we gotta rest him and not play him. Darren Ramsey, one of our hot prospect center midfielders, the guy we signed early in the season, he is out. Long-term injury, torn calf muscles, 2 to 3 months. That's painful. Lewin Wilson, fullback that we don't play much at all, but he's a decent guy. 8 marking, 8 tackling. Only 21 years old, but he is also out with a twisted ankle for quite a while. You know, possibility to be out for 4 weeks, so it's just we're losing depth is our problem. We're losing a lot of depth on our team, and we can't really afford that, so it's becoming a problem. Training, not much has changed here, still the same. Likewise with coaching staff, no new hirings, no new firings, everything is the same. Dynamics are up and down, you know, as you might expect when you're losing and struggling in the league table. However, our match cohesion is up to average, even though it says it's down right now. So the fact that we're sticking with the one formation and the one set of tactics is definitely helping out our match cohesion, even if we're not really getting the results on the field that we're hoping for. Locker room atmosphere is down. We just suffered a pretty bad defeat. But overall, our locker room atmosphere has been pretty good. It's just currently we're in the dumps a little bit. Leadership support is good. That's outstanding. We still have no team leaders, and that's not helping out our team at all. Nickel, it seems like he is on his way out. He's on his last legs. Even though he's wearing the captain's armband and he's getting a lot of playing time, he's just not really engaged as a captain. So maybe we should hand it over to, you know, McNiff or Cudahy or even Goodwillie, somebody like that. I don't know. We got to do something about our leadership problems. We got 13 players who support us still. You know, all the young players, all the new signings support us, so that's good. Goodwillie no longer opposes us, so he's starting to see the light. He's starting to turn around. And that's good. Hopefully we'll be able to get him on our side sooner or later. Social groups, most everybody is up here in the core group, so we're getting more cohesive as a group, as a team. Just a couple of small social groups down here, and that's fine. That's dandy. Happiness, most guys are pretty happy, with a few exceptions, namely Gormley, Flynn, and Duffy are a little bit discontent, and that's because we've been trying to trade these guys, trying to get rid of these guys, get their salaries off the books, and so they're a little bit upset with that, but not too upset. Team meeting, we could hold a team meeting. That might not be the worst idea in the world. I really want to ensure that our heads don't drop. How about that? Okay. That has helped. Hasn't hurt anybody. Doesn't look, but it's helped a few people, so that's good. All right. That's fine. We have now our tactical briefing, and that is for our game coming up. New competition in the Scottish Cup. We can look at our schedule real quick and take a look at how we got to this point. You know, the last game we played was way back here with Brora, the replay in the second Scottish Cup. And, you know, after that game, it sort of wore us out, I guess, having to play that double header against Brora. We lost our next two league games and looked pretty bad against Elgin City and Stonehousemuir. But then we were able to bounce back. We beat Stirling, a draw with a non-2-2. Then we played another Scottish Cup game against Inverurie Locos, which I thought was like some kind of Mexican team that came up, the Locos, but it's actually the Loco Works, which I assume is some sort of train yard or train works, or I don't know. I'm just assuming. But anyway, I doubt they're Loco, like a Spanish team or something like that. Anyway, we beat them 1-0 in kind of a match we should have won by more, but just we didn't play particularly well. Then we did play very, very well against Montrose, 3-0 victory. Good Willie in that game really asserted himself. 2 goals, outstanding. But then he got injured immediately, and we went on a slide after that. So it's been happening that way, where we have a player has a good game and then gets injured. You know, the same thing happened here after Brora, where, of course, we all saw... Oh, by the way, after recording the last episode, it was late at night, and I woke up the next morning, and I had like an epiphany that this dude I've been calling McAnally, it could just be McNally, right? I mean, that sounds much more like an actual real name, McNally. So that's what I'm going to call him from now on, unless somebody tells me different. I assume I've been pronouncing him incredibly wrong these last few episodes, and I'm sure maybe people have been screaming at me and talking in the comments, but I record these like weeks in advance, so I haven't been able to get around to responding. So now we're going to call this guy McNally until future reference. But anyway, after his hat trick, he immediately got injured as well, and he's been injured until just recently. Haven't even hardly played him much at all in the last 10 games. So that's most of our offense. You take those 2 guys out of our offense, and that's why we've been having so much trouble scoring. So hopefully we get those guys back very soon, and we can start scoring some goals. But in the meantime, we have lost some really bad games. 3-1 to Peterhead, 3-2 to Cowdenbeath. Shouldn't have lost to them at all. Draw versus Berwick. We should have beat them. Edinburgh City. Should have beat them. I mean, it has been a struggle this last month. This month of December has been really, really bad for us. So hopefully we get our players back, we bounce back, and it starts today versus Ayr, a Ladbrokes League 1 team. So, they should be better than us. They should be a much stronger team, and as you can see, they are definitely a much stronger team than us. They got players, every single one of their players looks like the Scottish Messi compared to all of our players. So, yeah, it's this might not be the best bounce back game, but if we can bounce back, if we can beat these guys, it'll mean a lot to us for several reasons. First of all, to get off the schneid and get a big win under our belt. But then, of course, to get some of that sweet, sweet prize money, $8,000 should be pretty nice for our coffers and help us get rid of some of that debt. So let's go to our match briefing. We'll let the assistant coach handle that. How about that? Yeah. Structured, yeah, okay, sure. That's fine. Playing against Air. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but it seems reasonable to pronounce it Air. Ire. Possibly, but who's to know? Who's to tell? I mean, I do have a computer sitting right there that I could look it up, but who's got time for that? Nobody, I tell you what. All right. Take a drink of water. Get prepared for some commentary, some thrilling, riveting commentary. I thought we were like right up against the game, but I guess not. Good Willie, see there he is, not quite fully fit, so we're not going to be playing him today. Match preview, there we are. They got their yellow striped jerseys. We're wearing, of course, our classic jerseys. Not much has changed in our formation, as I mentioned before. The couple of changes in our lineup, most notably our young superstar Premislav Danknovich is going to be playing for us out on the left wing. Look at this guy. He's not the greatest player at the moment, but he's got a lot of potential, and so hopefully we can start playing this guy, and he can make some noise for us playing out on the left-hand side. He's going to be right now a backup, but when Good Willie comes back, we might be able to slide Danknovich inside to the advanced playmaker role and change up our formation a little bit and help, maybe our fans will like that and the board will like that, to say, okay, they're not just playing the same old formation all the time. So that might work for us and against us. I don't know. Pinning your hopes on a 19-year-old is probably not the best idea in any circumstance. But here we go. Curry, of course, in goal. He's been holding it down for us as best as he can. Stewart and Breslin, our defensive fullbacks. McNiff and Monroe, of course, holding it down in the central defense. Nickel, Cudahy, Montgomery, they have formed a nice little partnership in the middle, so we're happy with that. Burbridge on the right-hand side. I mentioned Danknovich on the left, and Esselmont at the striker position. We're playing him as a poacher role. It seems like poacher just works best. It works better than advanced forward for whatever reason. Definitely better than target man. We've had no luck with target man. We're going with the counter. See if we can counter these guys. I don't know that we should go stuck in right from the beginning, but we'll leave that as an option. How do we get out of this? Cancel. All right, let's go to the kickoff. Let's play. We are playing at home, so that is good. Not a big crowd, so that's not good. But hopefully we can get a little bit of that fan support and, pull out the big upset. That would be outstanding for many, many reasons. All right, here's Air on the attack. Moore sends it into Crawford. Now, this is the first highlight of the match, but they seem to be putting a lot of pressure on us. I don't like that. McLean with the header, and Curry has to come out. It is, of course, raining. It seems FM 18, it just rains every match, no matter where you live or what time of year it is. All right, here's a throw-in for Air on the near side. Crawford to McLean. They seem to be just living in our 18-yard box. I don't like that. There's Doherty. Crawford with an awful, I don't know if that was a cross or a shot. Whatever it was not anywhere near anything for them. Let's see if we can get a highlight now. It's only 7 minutes into the game, so you can't expect too much. But we are starting to get a little bit of possession. We've got 53% of the possession, so that's really good for being on counterattack. Here's Cudahy now starts the offense, and he gets tackled at midfield, loses the ball to Moore, gets it down the far sideline to McDade. He's getting challenged there. He centers it, but McNiff is there to start the counterattack. Esselmont loses it at midfield, and Air resets their offense and starts again. Peratt down the sideline. We've got to keep an eye on that joker. Crawford gets it forward to Forrest. He is triple teamed, and Cudahy wins the ball. McNiff blasts it downfield. Esselmont on the run. Esselmont, he beats one defender to the ball. He takes a shot wide, but he's up there all by himself, so you can't really expect too much. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat these guys on the counterattack with just Esselmont, but we might have to just get lucky. Get a corner play, get a free kick, something like that. Although Miller is not playing because Miller he's losing his mind, and he just keeps getting red cards all over the place, so we can't play this guy. Here's another run for Esselmont. Beats the defense using that 13 pace. He chips it. Yes! Yes! Past the goalkeeper. Esselmont, he is rounding into form. I like this guy. I mean, early in the season, he definitely was not living up to expectations, but as he gets more experience, he's only a youngster. He's also only 19 or 20 years old. He's starting to score some goals. And, in the last episode, I talked about signing all those strikers, and maybe I didn't need all those strikers. I have used all of those strikers that I signed. Every single one of those guys has been playing and has at least scored one goal, just due to all the injuries and fatigue and all that stuff. So I guess I knew a little more than I thought I knew, and by signing all those strikers. And even though we're only playing one per game, we've needed every single one of them. All right, here's Air. Doherty sends it into the box. Breslin heads it out. Nobody's anywhere near the ball. Breslin is not fast enough to go get it, and Doherty chases it down, sends it forward to Moore. He's being challenged. His shot goes wide. Oof. He tries to drop it back, but Cudahy is there playing responsible defense. Good man. Here's Air again. Moore takes a shot, and it's deflected again. Our defense is playing very solid. That's something I made sure to do, was play all of our best defensive players. Here's Burbridge sending it out, just so that we can be solid and stable and do exactly what we're doing right now. Catch him on the counterattack, get ahead, and now maybe we can hold out and pull the upset. It's really the only way to pull an upset in this game, especially when you're playing against a team that's got much better players than you. Get ahead early with a counterattack, and then just kind of hold on for dear life. Hopefully the other team isn't too interested in this game and is sort of blasé about the cup and doesn't really want to win as much as we do. All right, here is Moore moving it forward for Air. He drops it back to Doherty, to Crawford. He is surveying the defense, gets it out wide to McDade, sends it forward to Moore, crosses it to Forrest. That's no good. They tie it up. Almost got it to half. 30 minutes down. They were a little patient here. That was a nice cross and Forrest with an easy finish. Would have been nice to have a little tighter marking there. But our defense was, they were pretty close. It was pretty good marking. Just not enough. All right, here is a throw-in for Clyde. Danknovich gets it to Cudahy. Cudahy forward to Esselmont. He can't make the run, but Stewart tracks it down at midfield. Restarts the offense to Nickel. Back to Stewart. They seem to be pressing a little bit higher. Have to drop it all the way back to the goal. This is an interesting highlight. A very long highlight. Breslin gets it to midfield to Burbridge. Gets it back on the deflection. Sends it forward to Cudahy. Cudahy searching, looking. Gets it out wide. Danknovich not particularly expecting that pass. He has to drop it back to Stewart. Cudahy gets tackled. Not good. Doherty sends it forward to Moore. Here's Air on the counterattack. Nice run by Forrest. He misses the shot, though. That was a very, very good counterattack, the way they crossed each other like that. So they really mixed up our defense there. All right, here's Esselmont. Gets it forward. Montgomery gets the rebound. Gets it to Burbridge with a shot. He What happened? Why didn't somebody go after the ball? Was he offside? I don't know. It looked like the goalkeeper just dropped the ball and was daring somebody to go get it. Here's air now. Throw in on our side of the field. Higgins to McLean. McLean centers to Doherty, who takes a shot up and over the goal. All right, that's fine. 38 minutes. There's been a lot of highlights in the last 10 minutes of this half. I don't know. It looks like both teams are sort of warming up. Look at Esselmont with an 8-1 rating. Here's McNiff with a free kick. He almost gets it on goal, but not quite. Just the fact that we're down at their end and getting free kicks is pretty good. I'll take that. All right, 44 minutes down. Looks like we're gonna make it to half with a draw. I probably shouldn't say that, but I think that's gonna be the case. 10 seconds left to go in the half. 49% possession to 51%. That's pretty good. We fouled them 7 times. They've got 7 shots to our 3, so that's not great. But our defense is holding. Our goalkeeping is likewise holding. If we can get a goal. No, Burbridge didn't like that. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any analysis? Yes, we do. Forrest is finding too much room. I definitely agree with that. Close him down more. McDade is getting too much space for crosses. All right, we can close down on him as well. That sounds like reasonable things to do. Anything else we want to do tactically? I think we're playing too well to mess with it. So let's go into the second half. We're the underdogs. We got the draw right now, so that's good. Danknovich hasn't done much, but he hasn't made any big mistakes, so that's good. Esselmont sort of takes a weird shot. Nobody goes to get the ball. Would have been helpful. Oh, here's a corner. Burbridge, near sideline. He drops it back. What is with all this dropping back? Danknovich to Nickel. Nice shot, nice play, but I've been noticing this with my LA save is in that corner play. They've been dropping it back to the line instead of sending it near post, which is what they're supposed to do. Anyway, here's Burbridge, Montgomery, Cudahy. We are definitely taking our time offensively. Here's Danknovich with not a great pass, but Esselmont gets to it, takes a shot. I don't think we're gonna beat this goalkeeper taking shots like that. We need to get it closer to the goal and have some more reasonable crosses. Maybe we should put one of our wingers on attack. That could be something to do. Oh, come on. Deflected goal. That's got to be offside. Yeah, disallowed goal. Get out of here, Craig Moore. Craig Moore with your offside self. Get out of my face. All right. Breslin not playing particularly well. Stewart also likewise not playing well. Montgomery. Poor Burbridge. We got a lot of poor players out there. So let's show some passion. 60-minute mark. Cudahy is tired. Nickel is getting tired. Nickel's playing one of our better games, unfortunately, at a 6.8 rating. I don't know who I want to sub out or what. Definitely not Esselmont. Possibly Burbridge. You know, we got Ferguson we could bring in. He is fit as a fiddle, as we say. 22 years old. Yeah. Could bring him in, maybe get us a goal, get us an assist. Do we want to put him on attack? Do we want to put we can put Danknovich on attack. Because he's not really going to cross the ball very effectively anyway. Right? He's only got 7 crossing, only 6 finishing. You know, this guy's not going to do much for us. Let's put it that way. But he is playing decently, and he's got a lot of potential. So we're playing him for the potential, people. He's going to get better. Just trust me on that situation. Montgomery's not looking good. We could bring in Matty Flynn. He's got 13 finishing. put him... yeah, he can play that center mid attacking role. That's fine. And hopefully he can give us something. Monroe's got a yellow card, but he's playing well. McNiff is not playing particularly well. We could make all 3 substitutes here. Bring in Bradley for McNiff, but no, I don't think so. We'll leave it as is for now. Just make the offensive substitutes. Try to get that extra goal. Try to get that go-ahead goal. Here's Peratt with a throw-in for Air. Forrest drops it back to Peratt. To Doherty. Gregan, that's a new name. Centers to Moore at the semicircle. Out wide to McDade. Ooh, got a guy wide open on the sideline. I don't like that, but he just takes a shot. Gegan. I'll take that every day of the week. All right. The highlights keep rolling here as Curry boots it downfield, sends it to Esselmont, who does not go up for the header. Air wins the ball at midfield. Here's Forrest running loose. Gets it ahead to Moore. He is closed down on. That's good. McDade nearly loses it out of bounds. He is challenged there. Has to center it. Nickel. Danknovich cannot get there. Here's Doherty. I don't like this highlight. They seem to be building up to something. Doherty again to Gegan. Forrest to McLean. He takes a shot. That's fine. All right. Do we want to risk some tighter marking? Some closing down, some tighter marking, some getting stuck in. I mean, we don't want them to just do this all game. I mean, that's not bad. We'll take that. But we don't want them getting all the highlights and all the shots. We need to bust another counter on these guys. Now, if we start getting too many penalties, then we'll dial it back. But for now, if we can close down on their opportunities. Okay, here's a free kick. Cameron sends it. There's Moore, drops it back to Doherty. McNiff, nice steal. Can't win the ball, though. Back pass to Moore. Moore is not paying attention. Cudahy, what are you doing, buddy? Thank you. Drops it back to Curry, who blasts it downfield. Esselmont all by himself, trying to take on the whole defense. Cudahy wins it momentarily, but they are just better than us in the midfield. Gegan busts through. He's got Forrest on the run. Oh, what a stop from Curry. Our man Curry is keeping us in the game. 75 minutes down. They seem to be getting some much more aggressive attempts at the goal. I don't like that. So we're going to dial back the pressure a little bit. Here's McDade to Doherty. Out wide to Higgins. Air still getting more highlights. I don't like this. Doherty to McDade. His shot attempt is deflected, and we win it. We win it. Danknovich finally strolls over there to get the ball, and that's good. All right, 82 minutes and rolling. Are we going to go into extra time? Are we going to go into shootouts? Are we going to have to play the game again? Just like the first round that we were in. I don't know that I want that, but, I mean, I guess at this point we'll take it. What do we got going on? Cudahy is about to fall over dead. 58%. Do we have anybody we can bring in? Not really. Not at all. Actually. We subbed out our other 2 midfielders. So there's not much we can do. We're just going to have to settle for this, I guess. Stewart is looking really bad on the left wing. So we could bring in Bradley for Stewart. Make that our 3rd substitution. Here we go. 89 minutes and rolling. Oh, it would be so great to get a last-minute goal on these guys and to beat these guys. Would be very, very ecstatic if that happens. 3 minutes of extra time. Here we go. Minute and a half left. A minute left. 30 seconds left. It looks like we're going to overtime. There's a winner. Danknovich gets it ahead to Esselmont. Esselmont looking around for some help. Gets it wide to Bradley. Bradley forward. Danknovich not paying attention on that run. I mean, it's his first game as a youngster. So, you know, those kind of things are going to happen. But there's full time. 1-1 draw. All right, so that's good. That's good. Players are in good spirits, fairly attentive. Well done, guys. You proved many people wrong, I guess. Here we go. That's good. Analysis. Let's take a look at some of these stats. Ratings-wise, here we are on the left. Yeah, pretty much what we thought. Esselmont with that 8. He held on to that 8.3 rating somehow. Danknovich had a 7.0 rating. I mean, you can't. He looked like he didn't quite know what he was doing, but he didn't make any mistakes out there. Got an assist, so that's pretty good. You can't blame a youngster for that. Team analysis. Take a look at some stats here. Breslin ran a lot, but only 53% passing. Can't have that. Monroe with 4 tackles. Nickel, 100% of his tackles won 9 tackles. That's pretty good for the old man hanging in there at defensive midfielder. You know, pretty good. Pretty good. All right, leave the match. Let's get out of here. So I assume we're going to have to play these guys again. And I guess that means we'll show you that game again. Another doubleheader in the Scottish Cup coming up. Ayr labors for a draw. Yeah, I'd say that was a bit of a labor there. Esselmont on fire for Clyde. There we go. Let's see when they're going to reschedule that match. And then we'll play that in the next video, I suppose. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, so we got a new trialist. That's good. Gonna need that. Another midfielder. Definitely need that. Okay, so we got Peterhead game, and then Ayr again on the 31st. So we got quite a ways. We got another 10 days before we have to play Ayr again. So we will fast forward and do all that stuff and come back with a doubleheader video next time. Whenever that happens. I don't know. Maybe later today. We'll double post. Whatever. Yeah, so we'll see you later. Bye. They call the Clyde, who will fill your heart with pride. Dressed up in the red and black, we an L sign on the back. They've a winger and a keeper.